everyone, how are you? It's Casey. I wanted to quickly record this short video for you as I'm working on this doll. So first I'll tell you a little bit about the doll and then I'll show you this really quickly. I kind of just stopped in the middle of working because I forgot that I wanted to share this because I've been talking about the Mart dolls over the last couple of videos. And I think where I left off with the iMech was that I was soaking it. I can't remember if I shared with you all that I did soak the iMech for several days and attempt to remove the eye chips with the normal method of using a glue stick. That did not work. And I was not making any headway getting them out. So the other way that we sometimes do that with the regular Blythe doll, the Neo Blythe doll, is take a nail or a screw and then hammer it into the eye chip and then pop the eye chip out. That also was not working. So I had tried everything to get these eye chips out in the normal ways and nothing worked. So then I decided that I would probably have to sand them all the way out. And as I was kind of messing with each different one and trying to figure out what would work, I figured out kind of a strategy that seemed to work best. So I thought I would show you that. I want to say though, before I do that the one thing to be really careful of with such a tiny mech is that you don't nick the sides of the eye chip opening. If you do a tiny bit, usually you can sand it down with some sandpaper and smooth it out and it'll be fine. But if you nick it too much, then the eye chips aren't going to stay in, or you're going to be able to see kind of a dip in the side. So the hardest part is that this is a really small iMech, and it can be very easy to make a mistake as you are working on them. But like I said, as I was removing them, I kind of got a system down and it was going much more smoothly. So I'm going to show you that. Before I show you that though, I wanted to just share with you the doll that I am working on that is going to have this iMech. So some of you might be familiar with the Labubu monster from Mart. So I'm working on this doll as a giveaway for Blythe versus Blythe, which is ending now. Today is the last voting day and tomorrow the winners are announced. So it's too late really to sign up to participate in the July event. But I wanted to share that we will have the subscribers will go back to normal starting next month. So if you're interested in being a subscriber, we have monthly fun. The next week-long event will be in January, and hopefully we'll all have a little more time to prepare for it. So this event in July, I just ran out of time really to promote. And so we didn't get quite as many members as we need. So if you've not heard of Blythe versus Blythe, it's an online virtual Blythe convention that I've been running for years. There's a website. I'll link it below. You can check out all the details. But the traditional format, and this year is different. I've started a new system this year with the subscribers. So I'm still trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. But the traditional system was that there is a main event, which is the customizing event, where artists throughout the week or the month, depending on how long the event is, customize a doll. They submit their dolls to the contest, and the winner of the customization contest receives a cash prize, and then the doll is given away to a member of the group. But that cash prize is dependent on members joining, and we just didn't have enough this month. So I kind of went to a plan B, which is the artist that wins is going to be able to keep their doll and do with it as they like, sell it, whatever. And they will receive instead a gift prize in the mail. However, the members really, really like the idea of a doll being given away. That's part of the core also. So I decided I would make the doll giveaway. So I'm sorry for that really long story, but I was getting to the point that this is the doll that I will be giving away. The theme was Blind Box, and we were celebrating the new Mart doll. So I was really inspired to create one of the monsters, the popular Mart monsters. So that is what I'm working on. And this is the iMech for that doll. So long story short. So let me show you how I do this, and then I can get this iMech ready for this little doll, because I'm about halfway through the painting process. Totally different vibe than I'm used to doing, but I really like how it's looking so far. So I use my Dremel for this. I start with this bit, or any bit that can make a hole, and I'm going to make a hole sort of in the center. It doesn't have to be really deep. It just has to fit sort of this other bit that I'll actually use to sand out the eye chip so that it doesn't slip. So the hole, if you put this bit in and put it directly on there, it might slip and damage something. So starting by making a little hole and then putting this in the hole is the best way to avoid making a mistake. So as always with the Dremel, it's very loud and I can't talk. So let's make that hole first, and then we will try to get that out of there. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit to help not make a mistake, although you still might. I definitely didn't do a perfect job. This was my first time, and this eye chip is kind of hard to get at because this bar is here, so we'll see how this goes. But the strategy is that we are going to put this in there, and then we are going to sand as close to the edge as possible. So what I found as I was working on it, once you get close to the edge and that really thins out the eye chip, there is a point where you can use a tool to pick out the rest of it and get it out pretty smoothly. You can see some residue in most of them, which isn't really going to matter once the new eye chips are in there. But that was the strategy I figured out. So we're going to try that with this one that's so close to here. And you could probably remove this bar, but with such a delicate mech, I would rather not do that and damage it, since there really aren't any replacements that I know of other than buying a whole new doll. All right, so let's give this a try. If you get a bunch of buildup on there, I would get it off. Just be careful, it can be hot. So I'll often use my X-Acto knife to get all of that off of there, because this buildup can also damage the mech because it will harden. So I would get that off of there. And then I will periodically stop and use my file tool to see if we can pick that out of there yet. Because as much as you can avoid getting too close to the edge, the better. It's really hard to get at that spot with that there, so I'm just trying to figure out the best way to maneuver around that. There we go. Once you get kind of underneath there, that's why I was saying that once you get most of it out, if you can get under there, you can usually pick it out. And it looks like I've nicked this a little bit. So you can use your regular sandpaper that you use on your doll. I try to use just the as gentle of a grit as possible, because usually you can just buff it out real quick and not change it too much. So that actually looks pretty good. And you could always come back with your eye chips if needed, and change it more later. But that's basically it. So the other thing I wanted to share is I do now have the supplies to make resin eye chips for the Pop Mart doll. So I don't have them listed yet as an option in my shop. Don't forget, we only have a couple more days, and I'm probably not even going to have this video up before the sale ends, but right now is my annual resin eye chip sale. When that ends, I have to go back through my shop and change every single eye chip listing. It's a long story why. It's just a workaround that I have. And when I do that, I'm going to add the option for Pop Mart eye chips. But if you need them before then, that's only a couple days away. If you need them before then, let me know. I've had people just going ahead and buy some other size in my shop and then let me know that you want it to be Pop Mart size. We can do it that way if you need them now. Otherwise, they will be in my shop very, very soon as an option. So I hope this was helpful. I will say these eye chips are pretty annoying as far as getting them out, but once you do, it's great. And I have been making eye chips now for it for a while, and I really like how they're looking, so I'm excited to make some for this little doll and get it done today. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. We'll see you all again soon. Bye, everyone.